3 o'clock a.m. The city has stopped breathing, but the hum of the servers remains. This digital silence, it's the only thing that makes me feel safe. Every order, every number, it's a chip I've cashed in. It feels like progress, doesn't it? As long as I keep moving, I'm still in the game. I thought I was creating value. Just keep moving, keep shipping. If I stop, everything stops. I believed I was in control. But look at me, locked in this glowing cage, a slave to the data streams. The precision, the cold feel of the metal. In this void, this is the only thing I can actually touch. It's my only grip on reality. 3:34 o'clock 4:30. Time slips through my fingers, yet I still feel like I own the night. Or maybe the night owns me. I've built a sanctuary out of these numbers. As long as they keep changing, I can pretend I'm safe. My body is screaming, but my brain keeps whispering, just one more order, just one more and you'll be fine. I thought I was optimizing the process. The truth, I was just busy working myself to death to stay distracted. Repeat and repeat again. As long as I don't stop to think, I don't have to feel the fear. The data doesn't sleep. It pulses. It breathes. As long as the metrics are updating, I know the world hasn't collapsed. I've mapped every minute. If I can control the next 60 seconds, maybe I can outrun the chaos. Just one more minute of order. It's tangible. It's solid. Unlike the numbers on the screen, these parts exist. When everything else feels like a lie, the cold steel keeps me grounded. I've become a ghost in my own shop. I build the wall higher every night, just to make sure nothing real can reach me. The ink is dry, the paper is thick, but the value is zero. I'm just busy working to prove I still exist. If I can perfect this, I can ignore the rest. This tiny, perfect thing is the barrier between me and the breakdown. Can you hear it? That hum, it's not just the fans, it's the sound of the pressure building up, waiting for me to snap. Syncing, processing, loading. Why does it take so long? I feel like I'm waiting for my own execution. The logic of my life, just ashes. When the hustle is revealed as a phantom, all that's left is this cold, hollow ruin. The sun rises, but it brings no light to my world. The anchor has snapped. Now, I finally have to face the silence. System error, 503. When chaos piles up to a breaking point, even the machines revolt. They refuse to execute the absurd commands I feed them. Is this what productivity looks like? These boxes aren't signs of success. They're evidence of the chaos. I haven't built a business. I've built a tomb. Numbers never lie. Once praised as a miracle of growth, this downward curve is now the only truth I have left. Rip, stick, press. I thought I was sealing products. I was just sealing my own life, one repetition at a time, into this mindless void. Policy restricted. No explanation, no appeals. In this system, I'm just an insect in the digital ocean, waiting to be wiped out. Every piece was once a vision. Now, just debris. My ideals have become nothing more than industrial waste under the weight of this model. I'm not sure what I'm holding onto. The hustle makes me feel alive, but I know the truth. My body is rusting along with these machines. Reset, refresh, reset. I'm chasing a progress bar that's already dead. Every time it stalls, my heart skips a beat. This is what a collapse looks like. Nothing but ashes. When the hustle is revealed as a phantom, all that's left is this cold, hollow ruin. The lie is over. The sun rises on a world that never stopped while I stand here, utterly disconnected. I thought I was in control. I was never in control at all. System failure. 503 error. When chaos piles up to a breaking point, even the machines revolt. They refuse to execute the absurd commands I feed them. Is this what productivity looks like? These mountains of boxes are not signs of success. They are just evidence of the chaos. I haven't built a business. I've built my own tomb. Numbers never lie. Once praised as a miracle of growth, this downward curve is now the only truth I have left. It's the final nail in the coffin. Rip, stick, press. I thought I was sealing products. I was just sealing my own life, one repetition at a time, into this mindless void. Policy restricted. No explanation, no appeals. In this system, I'm just an insect in the digital ocean, waiting to be wiped out by a line of code. Every piece was once a vision. Now, just debris. Under the weight of this broken business model, my ideals have become nothing more than industrial waste. I'm not sure what I'm holding onto anymore. The hustle makes me feel alive, but I know the truth. My body is rusting along with these machines. Reset, refresh, reset. I'm chasing a progress bar that's already dead. Every time it stalls, it feels like my heart skips a beat. I'm losing it. This is what a collapse looks like. Nothing but ashes. When you realize the hustle was an illusion, all that's left is the cold, hard silence. The lie is over. The sun rises on a world that never stopped while I stand here, utterly disconnected. I thought I was in control. I was never in control at all. The machine stopped, but the mind didn't. I need to run. If I can't outrun the numbers, maybe I can outrun the silence. The first step always weighs a ton. It's not my legs that are tired. It's the weight of everything I left behind in that room. I'm running, but the walls are moving with me. Does it matter how fast I go if the scenery is always a prison? 160 beats per minute, 170. My heart is trying to match the efficiency of the assembly line, but I'm not a machine. Why does it hurt? Everything is blurring. Maybe that's the point. If I can't see the finish line, maybe I can pretend it doesn't exist. I've passed this same sign 3 times, a perfect loop. I'm exhausted, yet I'm not getting anywhere, just running, running, running. The world is built of steel and logic. I'm just flesh and doubt. Why did I ever think I could bypass the system? Oil and sweat, they smell the same. I'm becoming part of the equipment. I'm not a person anymore. I'm a component that's wearing out. The numbers, the deadlines, they're dissolving in the wind. I tried so hard to build something solid, but it was just smoke. I've finished the run. No goals met, no metrics improved for the first time in years. I'm not running from anything. I'm just standing here, and it's terrifying. The muscle aches. It's a sharp, honest pain. Finally, something in this life that doesn't feel like a lie. Left foot, right foot. One breath, then another. I'm moving, but I'm going nowhere. I'm just emptying myself out step by step. Who is that? A man in a tracksuit running away from his own life. The face in the reflection. I don't recognize him anymore. The air is cold, but my lungs are burning. For the first time all day, I feel something real. Not digital, just biological. The city doesn't care if I run or if I collapse. It just keeps churning, consuming time and energy, regardless of my pulse. They tell us to stay calm, to stay on schedule, but my blood, it demands movement. It demands this senseless, wild escape. The data, it's everywhere. Even when I run, I'm still navigating the interface. My brain is hardwired to this system. I've reached the limit, not just of my body, but of my denial. I have nothing left to give. All these little cuts, They represent my dedication. And what did I get for them? A broken business and a hollow soul. I've stopped running, and for the first time, I can finally see the wall I've been running into all along. 3 months. It's been locked away for 3 months, a testament to a perfection that cost me everything. The seal is broken. The air inside smells like ozone and dead ambition. It's still here, waiting. Look at it, the curves, the finish, the magnetic alignment, a miracle of engineering, a complete failure of logic. I killed myself to place that magnet, 1 millimeter. That was the distance between Marcatretti and my own breakdown. It's perfect, mathematically, geometrically perfect. Why then does it feel like a cell, my own prison of perfect proportions? It doesn't speak. It doesn't need to. Every time I look at it, I hear the echo of every deadline I missed, every person I pushed away. Soft bed, safe space. It's been kept alive in this coffin, preserved while everything else outside withered. It's the only thing that survived. It holds no power now, but it still feels like it's pulling me back into that obsession, back into the cycle. It's a masterpiece of nothing, a perfect object for a dead company. I'm holding a ghost. Stay in the dark. You are the perfect cage, and I'm finally walking out of the door. 3 months of silence. In this box, time hasn't moved. It's held in a state of suspended animation, just like my sanity. The curve is perfect, too perfect. A design that demanded every ounce of my life, only to end up in a tomb. I see myself in it, not who I am, but who I thought I needed to be, a ghost trapped in polished metal. The magnet, that single millimeter, defined my obsession. I thought if I fixed it, the world would fix itself. It's cradled like a saint. I gave it a bed of foam, gave it all my nights and days, and for what? To watch it die in the dark. The sound of reality breaking. It's not elegant, it's just loud, jarring, and long overdue. I've become an extension of this design. My life, my schedule, my worth. They were all programmed into this charger. I'm not the engineer anymore. I'm the judge. And you're just a mass-produced plastic lie. See how they fall? No fanfare, no glorious end, just clutter, just debris. Finally, it's just stuff. The cage is open. It was never locked from the outside. I was holding the key the whole time. Goodbye, perfection. Hello, reality. The steam won't hide what I've become. Every line, every shadow, a record of the lies I told myself. Who is this? The man in the mirror is a ghost, haunted by market shares and conversion rates. I want to shatter it. I want to rip the reflection away. But I'm stuck here, anchored to this tired, hollow face. 3 years. 3 years of grinding, and all I have to show for it is this exhausted stranger. I've practiced this smile for the investors, for the customers. Now, even in private, I can't find a genuine one. It won't wash off. The failure, the doubt, the obsession, it's all under the skin now. The eyes of a man who sold everything, even his own reflection, for a dream that never existed. I'm tired of playing the part. I'm tired of looking for a version of me that doesn't exist anymore. You, the reflection, the expectations. You are the prison. I'm done paying your rent. The illusion is gone, and in the shards, finally I see something real. So many versions of me. Which one is the liar? Which one is the prisoner? They all look disgusted. It takes a little pain to remind me I'm still human. Not a machine, not an algorithm. Wipe it away. The titles, the ambitions, the fake persona. Who is left when the performance ends? It's quiet. For the first time, I'm not listening for a notification. I'm just listening to my own breath. Strip it all off, the uniform of success. It never fit anyway. I see the world clearly now, not as a series of targets, but as just a place to exist. I still remember the hunger, but I don't miss the pain. Maybe I can keep the lessons and leave the monster behind. One last look at the person I had to be to survive, and the person I'm becoming to live. The stranger is gone, I'm just me again, and for the first time in 3 years, that's enough. The run is over, the mirror is broken, and the morning, it's finally beautifully just a morning. 3 years of habits, 3 years of structure. If I delete this, do I even exist? The first line is gone. It feels like tearing a page out of my own life, a hollow space where my purpose used to be. The system is screaming at me. It says I'm unfinished. It says I'm failing. But maybe I'm just stopping. My heart rate is spiking. I'm not running, yet my blood is racing. I'm panicked by the silence of a blank page. Everything is gone. No tasks, no deadlines, no metrics. For the first time in years, I have absolutely nothing to do. I'm floating. There's no gravity here, no weight of expectations. It's terrifying how empty I feel. The list was the cage. Now that it's gone, I have to decide who I am without it. It's not a disaster. It's a blank canvas. The final click. It sounds like a gunshot in an empty room. My entire identity, just code now deleted. The withdrawal is physical. My hands, they don't know what to do if they aren't checking boxes. I feel paralyzed. I still see them, phantom tasks. They blink at the edge of my vision. It's hard to remember that I'm allowed to do nothing. My kingdom of to-do lists, just paper, just noise, a mountain of work that didn't build anything worth keeping. In, out, I am still here, without the list, without the pressure. The core of me is still intact. It feels like being lost in a desert, but for the first time, I don't feel the need to find a way back to the road. I'm not reading to improve my productivity. I'm just reading because I want to. The most radical thing I've done in years. Time is no longer a currency to be spent. It's just space. I'm living in the space between the seconds. Most people fear the blank page, but I've learned the truth. If you don't fill it with someone else's expectations, you can finally write your own truth. The list was a fence, and I just stepped over it. The world is vast, and for the first time, I don't need a map. When the noise disappears, I can finally hear what I truly want to create. Don't be fooled by the hustle. It's just a mask worn to hide the lack of a real goal. I've said goodbye to the false struggle. Now, I'm finally beginning to live. My business, it's this ship. Heavy, rusted, and sinking. We've been sailing the same route for 3 years, pretending it's progress. And then there's that. The yacht. Sleek, agile, modern. It represents everything I could have been if I hadn't been so obsessed with the old ways. The industry is shifting. The tide is turning. I can see the bridge, but I'm terrified to take the first step. It's not just money, it's 3 years of my life. To start over is to admit that the last 1,000 days were a mistake. I'm a ghost on both ships, too committed to the wreckage to leave, and too scared of the speed to move forward. It's not about the ship, it's about me. Am I even capable of running something faster, lighter, something better? The market doesn't care about my effort. It only cares about the current. And right now, I'm being swept away. It's a sinking ship. I'm the captain of a disaster. It's time to stop trying to bail out the water. I'm not trading ships. I'm trading lifestyles. from the weight of the past to the speed of the future. The old ship is gone. This is a fresh start. And this time I'm not building a prison. I'm building a way to sail. The ship is already dead. I've just been holding the funeral for 3 years. It's time to let it sink. This place, it doesn't know my name. It doesn't know the sweat or the failures. It's clean, almost too clean. They call this an opportunity. I call it an identity crisis wrapped in chrome. Do I belong here? Or am I just a stowaway? The speed, it's not just water, it's information. It's moving faster than I ever thought possible. Can I survive in this current? The comfort of the wreckage. I miss the familiarity of failure. At least there I knew exactly how to drown. The horizon is waiting. It doesn't care about my past. It doesn't care about my fears. It just is. There goes the sunk cost. Into the water, let it drift away. I don't own it anymore. Faster, the drag is gone. This is what it feels like to finally, actually move. The ghost is gone. There's no one left to haunt me. Just the ocean, the wind, and a clean slate. I'm not a captain of a ship anymore. I'm a passenger of my own life. Let's see where this tide takes me. The same request, the same threat. For 3 years I've said yes before they even finished the sentence. It's not just 20%. It's 20% of my dignity. If I cave now, I'm just a commodity, replaceable. I've never typed this before. It feels dangerous. It feels like the end of the world. My pulse is racing, not because I'm afraid of failing, but because I'm finally terrified of succeeding on someone else's terms. Sent, there's no undo. The bridge is burned. Now the silence begins. What have I done? I just lost my biggest lead. Maybe I'm not worth what I think I am. Maybe I should have just said yes. The reply, the verdict. I hold my breath, waiting for the rejection I've spent 3 years avoiding. They accepted. They didn't leave. They respected the boundary. I've been begging for a seat at the table, but I was the one who built the table. I just needed to realize I was allowed to set the price. From now on, the rules are mine, and for the first time, the business isn't a struggle, it's a choice. The silence is deafening, but it's not empty, it's space. The space I finally carved out for myself. I've been treating my customers like masters and my business like a charity. No more. We are partners or we are nothing. These weren't strategies. They were fears, fear of being small, fear of not being needed, gone. They didn't leave. They trusted me more because I valued myself. The lesson was right there, in plain sight. The boundary isn't a wall to keep people out. It's a line to show people where the respect begins. I used to think no meant failure. Now I know it means clarity. It was never about working harder. It was about defining my own worth. And I'm finally done working for peanuts. We are finally speaking the same language. Not the language of discounts, but the language of value. The test is over. I didn't lose the business. I gained the freedom to run it. The boundary is set, the price is fixed, and for the first time, I'm not just selling products, I'm selling my worth. The first line of defense, a simple rule to replace 3 years of panic. It doesn't understand nuance. It doesn't understand desperation. Good. It just needs to understand the math. I'm externalizing my boundaries. If I can code it, I don't have to feel it. That is freedom. It worked. No anger, no stuttering, just a cold, clean no. And the world didn't end. I spent hours negotiating. It spent milliseconds. I was fighting the tide. I should have been building the dam. I'm not in the loop anymore. I'm above it. The machine does the work. I just think. Every line of code is a shield. I'm finally making more money by doing less work. How did I not see this before? It's efficient, it's perfect, but it's not human. I still have to be the one who decides when to break the rules. It's done, my proxy, my ghost, my business. The machine is born. I've taught it how to say no. Now, I have to learn how to live without saying anything at all. It's testing the edges now. If I push it too hard, it breaks. If I'm too gentle, it fails. The balance is the code. Words have weight, but code has gravity. It doesn't negotiate. It defines reality. 3 in the morning, I'm sleeping. The business is not. It's breathing on its own. Total automation is a myth. The magic is in knowing what to automate and what to keep for the human touch. Simplify, automate, scale. I'm not just building a bot. I'm building a machine that grows while I dream. The umbilical cord is cut. The business is standing on its own legs now. A bug is just a lesson the code hasn't learned yet. I'm the architect, the debugger, and the master. It's so efficient, it's frightening. I have all the time in the world now. What do I do with it? This is just the first cell, a single heartbeat of a larger system. I'm just getting started. The machine handles the chaos. I handle the future. My work here is done. The noise is endless. Thousands of voices demanding a piece of my attention, a piece of my sanity. It's not business, it's an invasion. Silence. For the first time in years, the only thing I can hear is my own breathing. I'm not disconnected. I'm liberated. The world will keep turning without my permission. The city is screaming. It's chaotic, frantic, and entirely indifferent to my absence. It's beautiful. Analog, a sanctuary of ink and paper. Here nothing updates, nothing interrupts, nothing demands. I'd forgotten what texture felt like. When everything is pixels, you lose the weight of reality. They are all connected to the storm, and I have finally found the shelter. The data doesn't reach here. The demands don't reach here. Only the wind, only the silence. Now that the noise is gone, I can finally hear myself think. This is where the real work begins. The world is loud, but I don't have to listen. From now on, I only answer to my own frequency. No bars, no signal. The digital tether is finally snapped. I am invisible, and for the first time that feels like power. They've taught us to fear boredom, to plug every gap in our day with noise. I'm reclaiming the right to just be. The world is vivid when you stop scrolling. It's loud, it's alive, and it's finally real. The ghosts of 1,000 notifications are fading. I'm not available anymore. I'm present. I used to be a part of the machine. Now I'm just an observer. The view is much clearer from here. Silence isn't weakness, it's the fortress, and I hold the keys to the gate. It's been a long time, old friend. Welcome back. We have so much to create away from the eyes of the crowd. The storm is still there, but it doesn't touch me anymore. I carry my own calm now. I've learned to disconnect so I can choose how to reconnect. And trust me, it's going to be on my own terms. The city can keep its noise. I've found my peace, and it's not for sale. They say don't ship until it's perfect, but perfection is a trap. Today I launch the ghost. The moment it goes live, it doesn't belong to me anymore. It belongs to the critics, the buyers, the void. The first reaction. Is it hate? Is it confusion? I'm terrified to click. If they reject it, I lose everything. My pride, my time, my identity. I am betting my life on a draft. Don't panic, let the code speak. It doesn't have emotions, it only has clarity. They aren't just buying it, they are dissecting it. This isn't just sales, this is a conversation. They get it, they don't need a finished product. They need the solution. I'm not selling a commodity, I'm building a movement. I've stopped fighting the market, I'm listening to it. It's not an enemy, it's a mentor. Fear was the paralyzer. Ambition is the fuel. We have the data, we have the feedback, we are ready. A perfect product is a static object. A prototype is a living promise. Today I launched a promise, and the market just whispered, yes. The floodgates have opened. It's no longer a prototype, it's a living demand. The truth hurts, but the praise, that's what keeps me awake. I'm finally being seen. The crash is not the end. It's the map. The bugs are just the market pointing out where I need to grow. Fear is just data. It tells me what matters. Once I accept that, it stops being a shadow and starts being a compass. The market gave me the blueprints. Now I'm building something that lasts. They don't want a perfect robot. They want someone who listens. That's the secret. Money, it's not just currency. It's a vote of confidence. And my system just got elected. I've stopped pushing. The market is now pulling. This is the difference between a job and a business. Evolution is the only constant. I am the architect of my own change. The verdict is in, and the answer isn't good or bad. It's continue, so I will. I used to chase the night, running away from tomorrow. Today, the tomorrow I built is welcoming me. Clutter is just deferred decisions. When you organize your space, you clear the path for your mind. I am no longer staring at a screen in panic. I am sitting in front of my life, fully awake, fully aware. The alerts are gone. The errors are solved. The system is breathing on its own, so I can finally breathe on mine. The sun doesn't feel like a deadline anymore. It feels like an invitation. 6 a.m. used to mean I failed to sleep. Now it means I am ready to live. I spent years building a business, only to realize the most important product I needed to reconstruct was myself. When you stop fighting the current, you finally have the energy to build the dam. The strategy is clear now. I burned the scripts of who I was supposed to be. In the ashes, I found room to breathe. The dark is gone. The machine is running, and I am finally stepping into the daylight on my own terms. Light doesn't just illuminate, it clarifies. Every shadow I see now has a shape, and every shape has a purpose. The frantic pace is a choice. Today, I choose silence. I choose to be the heartbeat of my business, not the prisoner. I'm not deleting the past. I'm simply acknowledging it no longer fits the future I've designed. Balance isn't 50-50. It's knowing when the machine needs to work and when I need to walk. Scale isn't about more tasks, it's about deeper impact. I've been small for too long, today I expand. The taste of victory isn't always sweet. Sometimes it's just bitter, grounded, and earned. A good system doesn't need constant fixing. It needs trust. Today, I finally trust what I've built. Filtered air, filtered light, filtered life. I'm done with filters. I want the raw air of the morning. The office is a home base, not a prison. It's the place I return to, but the world, that's where I go. It's not just a new day, it's a new me. The dawn is mine now.